everyone, welcome back to the Animal Health Protection and Welfare community. My name is Jade and today's episode is all about travelling from the UK to Europe with your dogs post-Brexit. Now at the time of making this video it is April 2021, so please make sure before you set off on any travels that you do check all of the information is correct and up to date on the UK Gov website. So in January, I was one of the first people post-Brexit who travelled from the UK to Europe with dogs, and I wanted to make this episode to share with you guys my experiences of what it was like travelling post-Brexit with pets and what you guys need to be looking out for and what you need to do to prepare if you are thinking about travelling abroad with your pets in the future. Now this episode only covers information about travelling from the UK to Europe. All other international travels with pets require different rules and regulations, so if you're travelling anywhere outside of Europe, please make sure that you check out the UK Gov website for all of the up-to-date information on what you need to do to travel with your pets internationally. Now my dogs already had UK pet passports, but as of the 1st of January 2021, because of Brexit, the rules changed and dogs are no longer allowed to travel outside of the UK with UK pet passports. And I'm just going to read a quick statement that is written on the UK Gov website regarding travelling to Europe with your pets. So this reads, from the 1st of January 2021 onwards, the UK will have a Part 2 listed status under the EU Pet Travel Scheme, meaning that people travelling from Great Britain with their pets and assistance dogs will need to follow new requirements in order to travel to the European Union and Northern Ireland, and that before taking their dog, cat or ferret to the European Union for the first time after the 1st of January 2021, pet owners must complete the following steps. The only new requirement for travel to the European Union is the use of a certificate rather than a pet passport. So in this episode we're going to go through the steps that they have listed on their website to help you guys understand what it is you need to do if you're planning on travelling to Europe in the future with your pets. So if your dog already had a UK pet passport, this makes it much easier to acquire an animal health certificate because all of the requirements that your dog had to meet to get a pet passport is pretty much the same for getting an animal health certificate. So long as your pet passport is in date, the rabies is up to date, you can pretty much just call your vet, make sure they're an OV, ask them for an animal health certificate. They'll just have to give your dog a fit to travel examination, and then they can fill out the animal health certificate, and from the date of issue your dog can then leave the UK within the following 10 days. However, if your dog has never had a pet passport, then they will need to meet the following criteria to be able to get an animal health certificate. So firstly, your dog is going to need a microchip, and this is how animals are identified when travelling. And as of April 2016, it was made law that all puppies between the age of 8 and 12 weeks old must be microchipped before they go off to their new home. However, this doesn't always happen, and even if they are microchipped, you should definitely check that the microchip details are all correct and up to date, registered to you, so that if for any reason you and your dog get separated whilst on your travels, it will be much easier to reunite the both of you. Now it's important to note that not all veterinarians can issue animal health certificates. They need to be OV registered, meaning they are an official veterinarian to be able to issue you with an animal health certificate. So once your dog is microchipped and you found your official veterinarian, they will need to be vaccinated against rabies. Now, puppies need to be a minimum of 12 weeks old before they can be vaccinated against rabies, and whether it's a puppy or a dog, once they receive the vaccination, they have to wait 21 days, that's 3 weeks, before they can leave the UK. Now, some vets will offer you the rabies antibody blood test, which determines whether the level of rabies antibodies in your dog's blood is sufficient enough to enter certain countries. However, most of these countries are not in Europe, and most European countries do not require that you have this blood test performed. But I had it done for my dogs just for peace of mind, and it can be quite expensive. So just if you're going to be travelling abroad with your pets, make sure that you check the country that you're taking them to, whether they require the blood tests to be done before you leave the UK. Okay, so moving on, the next thing we're going to talk about is worming. And when you're travelling from the UK to Europe, most countries don't require any additional worming treatments to be carried out before you leave the UK. The European countries which do require mandatory worming specifically against tapeworm include Ireland, Finland, Malta and Norway. And please do note that the UK also requires mandatory worming against tapeworm 24 to 120 hours before re-entering the country, and this must be done and signed by a European veterinarian in your animal health certificate, because failure to do so could end up in your dog serving time in quarantine. Now, once your official veterinarian has microchipped or checked your dog's microchip, they have given the rabies vaccination, you've waited 21 days, whether you've had the antibody test or not, your vet will then need to perform a fit to travel examination, which is pretty much what it says on the tin, and the vet will examine your dog and make sure that they are fit to travel. Now, so long as your vet is happy with your dog's health and they are happy for them to travel, they can issue your dog with an animal health certificate, which means that they will be allowed to leave the UK within 10 days after issue of the certificate. And it grants your dog permission to re-enter the UK for the following 4 months from issue, so long as you remember to get that tapeworm treatment we talked about earlier. So as I was travelling with 2 dogs, my vet was kind enough to point out to me that there is room for 2 dogs on 1 certificate. Now, this certificate cost me £108 just for the issue of it. That doesn't include the cost of the microchip and the rabies and everything else that goes with it. It's literally just the cost for them to stamp and sign it. So if you're going to be travelling with more than 1 dog, make sure that you check with your veterinarian that they're going to be putting 2 dogs on 1 certificate, as this could save you quite a bit of money. So the key points to remember from this episode is that as of the 1st of January 2021, UK pet passports are invalid for travelling to outside the UK with your pets. Animals must travel with an animal health certificate issued within the 10 days prior to travel. And to get an animal health certificate, your pet must be microchipped, rabies vaccinated, antibody tested and wormed depending on the country you are travelling to, and they must have a fit to travel examination. Okay, so as of April 2021, they are all the requirements that are listed on the UK Gov website for travelling with your dogs to Europe post-Brexit. So guys, we hope that you found this episode both useful and informative, and if you found it helpful, please make sure that you help us back by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel so that you don't miss out on future important tips and advice videos like this.